And she is back! Gosh, it's been a while, but I could not be more excited to reconnect with all of you. To say I have missed YouTube and to miss you guys would be an understatement. But today I want to share with you my personal transformation story and what inspired me to start my own business. I know I'm asking a lot for you guys to give me your attention for 10 or so minutes, but I truly believe that my message today could be exactly what you need to hear. So as you listen to my story, think about what resonates with you. What feelings or thoughts come up, and don't ignore them because they're coming up for a reason. So for those of you who are new to this channel, welcome. I am Danielle, the founder of The Joyful Edit. I am just a regular girl who had a dream to change her life and to live life on my terms. And this channel is a testament to that dream. Now, I don't have any major sad story or horrific experience, but I do have an honest account of my life that I believe many of you can relate to aspects of. So this is my story. I grew up in a family of 4 with an older sister. My parents worked incredibly hard and we had a good life. I've always been super ambitious and super positive, some might say too positive, and I always wanted more out of life. I was successful by society standards, and for a while I thought I was successful too. I earned good money, I owned a good apartment, I drove a nice car, and I had a really nice lifestyle. But before I knew it, that just became my whole identity. I started to attach my worth to what I owned. On the outside, my life looked amazing, but I became obsessed with being the person everyone expected me to be. I would buy designer outfits I couldn't afford, I'd go on lavish holidays I couldn't afford, all while feeling guilt and shame. But every time someone praised me for the lifestyle I had, it fueled the cycle, it became my fix. I was one of those people with a Chanel purse, but with no money inside, and that is not an easy thing to admit to you. Now, reality hit hard when I started to truly hate my job. I would cry most days, but felt trapped because my spending was out of control. I had debt I was ashamed of, debt I couldn't admit to or escape from. The job I despised became my prison because I couldn't afford to take a pay cut. The pressure to maintain this facade was all-consuming, and I began to lose sight of who I was. Have you really felt like that? Like realising the person you've become isn't who you truly are, and you're just living a lie. It is a painful realisation, because I was living beyond my means, doing a job I hated just to afford things I didn't want but felt I needed, all the while feeling completely and utterly numb. Now, of course I couldn't share this. I told myself no one would understand, that my problems were insignificant compared to others, and that I should be ashamed of feeling unfulfilled when I had so much. But I was wrong. It is a lie that we tell ourselves that keeps us trapped. So I'm here to remind you that every problem matters, no matter how great or small. Now, the more my life started to unravel, louder that inner voice, that gut feeling became. Do you know what I mean? It's that feeling that you literally cannot shake. Now, I tried, and I mean I tried for like over 10 years, and tried to bury it with money and status and everything we're told to chase until I could not ignore it any longer. It soon became clear that I was doing everything I was against. I was settling. I was complaining about something and doing nothing about it. I kept reading this quote: your current situation is giving you an opportunity to evaluate what you want. I kept reading it over and over and over again, and then I saw this. I had to make you uncomfortable, otherwise you would have never moved. God. Light bulb moment. God made me uncomfortable because I needed to change. I was too comfortable. I was too settled. And you know what? When the pain of your current reality becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when we change. My reality became so painful that I had no choice but to change. So if you're going through hell, keep going, because why would you want to stay there, right? So instead of fighting this inner voice, I made a decision to listen. You know that one decision you make where you know everything is going to change? Yeah, it was that kind of decision, because deep down I knew, and if I'm honest, I always knew, that voice I was trying to avoid was my calling. It was my purpose, my answer to prayer when I wasn't ready to receive it. Now, as a Christian, I believe that each and every one of us has a purpose, and leaning into that voice, I found mine. I knew that once I truly listened, I wouldn't be the same. I'd have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, let go of the things that no longer served me but had become my identity. And remember, losing my identity at that point was linked to love, affection, praise, so I felt like I was losing that too. But I knew with absolute conviction that on the other side of that, my life could be better beyond my wildest dreams. So I made another life-changing decision to let go of who I was to become who I needed to be, to shed the layers of fear, doubt, insecurity, and to step into that truth of who I was and who I was meant to be. I had to get out of my comfort zone and let go of my ego and make sacrifices. And then she lived happily ever after. The end. Nope, just joking. I am still human after all. So obviously my mind went into complete overdrive. But what if I can't make it? What if no one shows up? You do realise you are really old. Shouldn't you be thinking about kids? Who am I to think that I could do this? The market is too saturated anyway. Like, I can't do this. It's not going to work. But then I started leaning into all the years of self-development. You see, what I haven't told you is that I have been in self-development for well over a decade. And in that time, I have harnessed some of the most life-changing tools that had, up until that point, got me everything, and I mean everything, I ever wanted and still want. It's just no longer part of my identity. See, it wasn't by luck that I had the life I dreamt of and many of us dream of. It was by design. But self-development isn't about a final destination. It is about who you become to achieve your desires. As Jim Rohn said, it's not what you achieve, but who you become in the process. So I started changing the narrative. I started to revert to all the things that previously served me. What if I could make it? Why not me? What if people did show up? What if I could make a difference to people's lives? I also have this amazing saying, I am not a tree. If I don't like where I am, I can move. So move I did. And here I stand today, a testament to resilience, determination, and unwavering faith in the limitless potential that resides within each and every one of us. Yes, even you. For the first time in my adult life, I am truly fulfilled. I get to wake up and decide what my day looks like. I get to do something I love every single day. I get to make a difference to people. I get to live a life on purpose. And that identity is someone who inspires others to live life on their terms. These are things I have dreamt of for well over a decade, my entire adult life. So I do not take it lightly when I say these things to you. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Because we all experience pain. We either have the pain of regret or the pain of growth. Choose growth every single time. Oh, and that inner knowing, that purpose I was telling you about, that was me starting my own transformation coaching and speaker business so I can share my story and inspire others. Not just a pipe dream, but an actual business. When I received the letter from His Majesty following the creation of my business, that was like one of the most proudest moments I've felt. Pretty cool, right? My mission is clear and it is heartfelt: to contribute to a world where every individual feels valued, confident, and empowered to live life on their terms. The Joyful Edit isn't just another coaching business. It is a movement for positive change. to challenge the status quo of what success is, a wake-up call to what's possible, and a vessel to give people back their voice and the confidence to create a life on their terms. It is a beacon of hope in a world that feels often dark and uncertain. So it is my calling, my purpose to guide you back to the truth of who you are, to be the person that you were meant to be before the world told you any different. And to remind you that you are absolutely worthy and that you are capable and you are destined for greatness. Because you are one decision away from changing the rest of your life. One new meeting, one new relationship, one new perspective, one new decision away from shifting your life to a totally different perspective and a different place. So let me ask you, what's been holding you back? What's that dream you've been too afraid to chase? That conversation you've been too scared to have? The life you've been too hesitant to live? What's that one decision you need to make? Because you already know it. We always know. There is something that you have been hesitating. There is a contact that you need to make, isn't there? There's a job you need to quit, a relationship you need to work on, or maybe a relationship that you need to end. I don't know what that is. But I know that there is a decision you need to make to take you to that next level. Just like I knew that was true for me. Because decisions shape our destiny when backed by massive action. But you can't take the action if you don't decide. So I hope my story today has opened your eyes to what's possible, because if I can do it, you can do it too. So before I end, I want to unpack what the main takeaways are. Number one, your greatest pain can be your greatest power. 2, we all experience pain, the pain of regret or the pain of growth. So choose growth every single time. 3, don't ask what it costs. Ask yourself what it's worth. 4, your identity isn't permanent. So spend time now and ask yourself, what identity have you created or been given that is no longer serving you, that you need to change? What is the one decision you need to make today that's going to change the rest of your life? And then lastly, make your next decision to take massive, inspired, imperfect action. Now, it doesn't matter where you are in life, how long you have held on to that identity. It's never too late, or it's never too early to create a new one that is you, one that fulfills you and lights a fire inside of you, an identity you get to create and design. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Now, I will be back, so stay tuned for the next video when I share with you why I set up my own coaching and speaker business, and more importantly, how it can change your life. You are not going to want to miss it. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button now and turn on notifications, because who knows, one of these videos, one of the messages that I give could just change your life. I am sending you so much love and so much blessings. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again soon.